Back in the 1990s, there were several trends that were hard to miss. One, of course, was going to the mall, going to Blockbuster to pick up your favorite VHS movie, hoping they had it in stock. What about a handheld PDA? Or somebody needed to contact you, your Motorola pager, hopefully in a translucent color. Also, the Game Boy, you got to play your video games on the move. And of course, you have to listen to your music on the move with something like a Walkman. But what about this whole clear phase? These telephones that were clear, you could see through, see all the middle of the electronics, all that fun stuff. Well, yes, they also had other things that were clear, including this boombox. Now, be honest, there's not much cooler than seeing a clear boombox that we can see all the different features, all the functions, all the things that make it work. But something like this GPX model was probably available in drugstores and Kmart's and things at super discounts. Now, this one is just a basic model, has a single cassette player recorder on the front, also has additional features including 3-inch full-range speakers for stereo operation, one on each side. We'll show those closer when we open the box up. And on the top, it has some additional functions, which we'll get to. Also, some bright colors for the switches and knobs and buttons to kind of make it stand out a little bit more with that clear, transparent case. Speaking of controls, let's check out the function switch here between tape and radio, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, also the volume, which is on a slider. Then we have cassette tape controls, everything including record. Yes, this one does record. Also, we have an FM stereo indicator. We have a radio band selector for AM, FM, or FM stereo. And then we have the tuning dial to choose your favorite radio station. Also on the far right is a microphone, so you can sing and have it recorded to the tape. Now let's flip it around and take a closer look at the back. Again, you can see through here, see all the cool components inside. And here is the antenna, or also known as aerial in some countries. When I think aerial, I think mermaid, so we're going to call it an antenna. Now here we'll scroll through the back. You can see again all the components inside that make this thing work. Now let's take a closer look at the battery compartment here. This one takes 4 C-cell batteries if you want to use it on the go. And yeah, it's got some little pads on the back there to help them stay in. The battery contacts on this one look nice and clean. That's good. You don't want to leave your batteries in old units like this because they will corrode. Here is the model number, the Gran Prix model C830. I did a Google search and could not find anything on this model. Now, as far as the size of the unit, 14.5 inches for the length, 4.5 inches for the height, and 2.5 inches for the depth. Also, if you extend the handle, it makes the height 6 inches or 152 millimeters. Now, this unit is missing the little cover there for the AC cable, but let's go ahead and pull it out and plug it into the wall and see what it sounds like.
I told him everybody's soon coming, others gotta play the waiting game. Others gotta play the waiting game. Oh yeah. I'm waiting for love.
Here you can tell the eject mechanism does not work properly. It's missing a spring at the bottom.
At the Durham Convention Center, 301 West Morgan Street in Durham for the showcase.
If you have on stereo headphones, you will be able to tell that only one speaker's working, the left speaker. I will show a closer demo of that here.
At the University of Mount Olive, we're here to help adults like you transform your life. Choose from our popular undergraduate and graduate degree programs that are 100% online, designed with flexibility.
Of course, the controls at the top were very staticky, and in this case, the switch between the different FM, AM radio modes actually didn't even work right, so we'll address that later in the video. Next up, we'll take the back off of the boombox so we can take a closer look at the internals. Also gives us easier access to clean with contact cleaner all the switches and knobs and dials. Now, this is probably the easiest boombox I've ever taken apart, but there were some wires on the back that were pretty tight. I had to desolder a couple so that I could actually show you a better look of the inside. Here are the 8-ohm, half a watt, 3-inch speakers. Also, you can see the power supply section here, the transformer there, and also the capacitors, which probably need to be replaced. 1000 microfarad, 10 volt, 85 degrees Celsius. Those are kind of bulging a little bit, so they probably need to be swapped out, but I'm not doing that in this video. Let's just do a fly over here so you can see all the different components. Single-sided circuit board, just kind of basic kind of electronic kit put together here. But hey, it's cool, right? It works. It's freaking 30 years later, and this thing still operates for the most part. I had to take out a few screws to remove the circuit board so we could see underneath and see the tape operation, so let's check that out. There were at least 2 belts here in the tape mechanism, but it seemed to be working okay, so I did not mess with it. Off camera, I did clean the contacts or all the switches and dials like I mentioned earlier, and I put the unit back together so we could do some further checking.
It's my Swiffer sweeper. Makes it easy. Sweeper heavy duty.
That's code play now at prizepicks.com.
Gotta pop imaginary smoke.
Here, with over 1,000 t-shirts from Southern Fried Cotton, Haybo, and
There's always site NPR.org.
And that's what God wants.
Like this? You ever want to fight those guys?
Oh, we used to.
Mac and cheese chicken wrap.
Yeah, and you can get. Exercise science and psychology.
Show with our Yes Please Diamonds and.
The sound quality over headphones was surprisingly good and rich and deep and all that good stuff, especially for a budget basic unit such as this GPX model.
Sorta stuck in my head, affecting my confidence.
You may not be able to tell by this demo, but both the speakers are now working, so something with cleaning the contacts definitely helped get those speakers back so we have stereo sound.
Saturday, April 27th, Bank of America Stadium. On sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com.
The song you're hearing right now is coming through the tape player and the headphone jack, so doesn't sound too bad, again, for a budget unit.
Weather Center forecast, powered by Progressive Plumbing, Heating, and Air. I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Gorgeous day on tap after the clouds yesterday. That sun is back today, and so is the warm weather. We'll see highs near 70 degrees. Overnight tonight, 52, and tomorrow partly cloudy.
Well, there you have my video on this GPX model C830 translucent mini boombox from back in the 90s sometime. Not sure exactly what year, but this was a popular design back then with a single cassette unit in the center, small 3-inch speakers on each side. But I got to admit, this is one of the coolest 90s boomboxes that I've seen. I know it's not a Sony, a Sharp, a JVC, one of the brands everybody wanted back in the day. GPX was really the opposite. But hey, when has the last time you have seen a translucent boombox? This thing is pretty cool, right? I think so. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you have something like this, or do you like this? Let me know. Till next time, Big D, I'm out.